The psychiatric definition of a delusion is a fixed, false, idiosyncratic belief, and it's considered to be one of three major psychotic symptoms. Fixed means that the patient is certain of what they believe and can't be persuaded otherwise. False means that the patient's thoughts simply aren't true, and idiosyncratic means that the belief is characteristic to that individual patient. In other words, if someone has a fixed, false, idiosyncratic belief that they are a cat, then medically speaking they are delusional and suffering from a form of psychosis. If someone has a fixed, false, idiosyncratic belief that they are Jesus Christ, they are medically speaking delusional and are suffering from a form of psychosis. If a 48-year-old man has a fixed, false, idiosyncratic belief that he is a 6-year-old girl, medically speaking he is delusional and is suffering from a form of psychosis. If someone has a fixed, false, idiosyncratic belief that they are a dragon, medically speaking they are delusional and they are suffering from a form of psychosis. Psychosis, by the way, means a severe mental disorder in which thoughts and emotions are so impaired that contact is lost with external reality. So all of these people are, medically speaking, delusional. All of these people have a severe mental disorder that means that their thoughts and emotions have lost contact with reality. Here's another example. This is Nick O'Halloran. Nick has a fixed, false, idiosyncratic delusion that he is a disabled person trapped inside an able person's body. Even though he has two perfectly healthy, functioning legs and he can walk, he identifies inwardly as a one-legged man. He's got something called body integrity identity disorder. He doesn't recognize his right leg as being his. And in fact, he's so disgusted with his right leg and he's so determined that he should be a disabled person that he wants to get it amputated. Now, of course, no surgeon in the country will do that for him because it would be unethical mutilation to deliberately disable a man by hacking off a healthy leg. Clearly what needs to happen with Nick is that he needs to work through his psychiatric problems to come back into reality. He has a mental illness. That's where the brokenness is, and that's what needs to be addressed and cured here. And yet here's the problem today. If you come to the medical establishment and say that you want to cut off healthy arms or legs, they will rightly recognize the mental disorder and they won't do it. But if you come to the medical establishment and say that you want to cut off healthy breasts or genitals, they will do it. They'll say that it's good, even healthy. They'll say that you're just this trendy thing called a transgender. That's the madness that we've reached at this present time. You come to them wanting your arms or legs hacked off, mental disorder. Obviously. You come to them wanting your genitals or breasts hacked off though, which is exactly the same principle. Not only will they do it, but they'll encourage it and applaud you for it because it fits with the far left ideological agenda of our day. Scientifically speaking, men who think they're women, women who think they're men are suffering from a delusion. They're suffering from psychosis. Their thoughts and emotions have lost contact with reality. And yet that psychosis, that mental illness, rather than being tackled today, is being pandered to, is being promoted, is being applauded, is being given civil rights. It's causing real unfair and dangerous situations for women. It's being held up as brave and heroic somehow. And perhaps what's worst, elements of the far left are deliberately trying to promote that mental illness amongst our children too. Children as young as 6, 7 and 8 are being actively encouraged to pursue transgenderism at a time when they're just trying to find themselves and are at their most vulnerable and naive. Surely it's time for all decent moral people, right and left, of the political spectrum to say, enough's enough. Whether you think that you're a cat or Jesus or a 6-year-old girl or a dragon, or whether you think you should be disabled or another sex from the one that you are, none of this is to be applauded. None of this is a sign of health. These are all forms of delusion and psychosis to be challenged and to be healed.